Eren Yeager was not always the villain. He was a boy who looked at walls and felt sick. Not because they were dangerous, but because they existed at all. There is something deeply human about that feeling. The rage that comes not from what hurt you, but from the fact that something had the power to cage you in the first place. Freedom wasn't something Eren wanted. It was the only thing he was. And when you are built entirely around one thing, and that thing is taken from you, you don't grieve. You transform into something the world was not prepared for. Here's what most people miss about Eren. He didn't become a monster. He became someone who decided that monsters were the only ones who could change the world. And the terrifying part? He wasn't wrong. When Eren saw the future through the Attack Titan, he saw every path, every choice, every consequence. He saw the faces of every person who would die. He saw his own hands covered in it, and he chose the rumbling. Anyway, think about what that means. Not ignorance, not rage, clarity. He saw exactly what he was becoming and walked toward it with open eyes. Most villains in fiction are driven by emotion, by hatred, by pain, by madness. Eren is driven by something far more unsettling. Conviction. He believed completely, absolutely, that there was no other way, that the world had given him no other choice. And that is not the psychology of a villain. That is the psychology of someone who has been so deeply wounded by the world that they stopped believing the world deserved gentleness. We call them monsters, but what we're really afraid of is how much we understand them. And here is where the mirror appears, because we've all had an Eren moment, not on that scale, but in our own lives, the moment we decided that because the world hurt us, we had the right to hurt it back. The relationship we destroyed, the bridge we burned, the version of ourselves we buried, because softness felt like weakness, and weakness felt like death. We told ourselves it was necessary. We told ourselves there was no other way. And maybe in that moment, we believed it, just like Eren did. The difference between us and Eren is not that we are better people. It's that the scale of our destruction was small enough to survive. Eren's tragedy is not that he was wrong about the world. His tragedy is that he was right, and it still wasn't enough. He burned everything, and the world he wanted to protect still had to carry the weight of what he did. That is what happens when pain becomes the architect of our decisions. We build things that even we cannot live inside. So here is the real question this story is asking. Not, was Eren right or wrong, but what are you building with the pain that was given to you? Because there are two things a wounded person can do. They can let the wound become a weapon, or they can let it become a window, a way to see other people's pain more clearly, a reason to build something instead of burn something. Eren chose the flame. You don't have to. This is MUSHIN Mind. Anime is the mirror. Growth is the reflection.